I wondered how battered Simba could get across the water, which was in this version red. Blood! But he jumped from giraffe to giraffe by clinging to the necks. The blood made him slip off quickly, so I had to jump quicker and quicker to keep from falling off in the water. Later in the level, the ostrich he is supposed to ride was beheaded and skinned with frightening realism. It looked more like a photo I had seen taken at 4 fur farms of dead animals. The ostrich lurched in an odd, distorted way as it ran. The rest of the level was about the same. The monkeys beheaded and the trees on fire. Simba crawled through the upside-down madness. As the level faded, the screeching sound returned, as well as something completely unexpected. It was Mufasa's face, but instead of the gold color he was black, and his eyes glowed green. He opened his mouth and said in a hissing voice, "Scar's innocent, it was me." Anyway, what did that mean? Did it mean that I'm about to drink something? Probably not. Was this twisted game trying to pass off that Mufasa was supposed to have let go of the cliff on purpose? I don't know why, but I was disturbed by the thought. Don't be stupid, I thought. Don't let a stupid game make you upset about fictional cartoon lines. Despite the nervousness I was experiencing, I continued to the elephant graveyard level. This one was right side up. Right side up, yeah. It was upside up. Thank goodness. And Simba was surprisingly normal, standing up straight like he's supposed to. Maybe the hacker got bored and decided to leave this level alone. Leave this level alone. No hyenas came to attack me like they were supposed to. I just thought of that as an easy out and began to run through the game. As I moved, I realized that it wasn't going to be that easy. I screamed ripped loudly through the speakers and the monitor. I screamed? Your scream or what? Don't you mean a scream? Not just the screen, but the whole monitor shook. That freaked me out. But I figured it was probably just vibrating from the loudness on the screens. Anyway, I had a new thing to worry about. Because I'm stupid as shit, I'm not going to stop playing a game which is probably haunted. And well, it's just batshit insane. Let's just keep on playing. Stupid people do stupid stuff, especially when it happens in a creepypasta. Okay. I had a new thing to worry about. The ground was literally crumbling under Simba's feet. I had to keep running through the desolate graveyards to keep from falling into the unknown black below me. As I ran, I noticed that the spots that were supposed to have hyenas instead had bloody skinned corpses instead. Hyenas instead had bloody skinned corpses instead. Anyway, as the same hissing voice of Mufasa I heard before sounded... as I passed each one. Death is cruel to the just and the unjust. He repeated it over and over as the scream built up louder and louder behind it. Then the whole monitor started shaking again, more and more violently. Then very realistic blood started dripping from down the screen. Sorry, I just had to think about Spaceballs for a second. So realistic. I was tempted to reach out and touch it. I indulged in my temptation and was petrified as my fingers became covered in sticky, crimson, blood. As can be expected, I screamed and ran from the room. So, just to clarify one thing, your screen starts shaking and you're okay with that, but once blood starts running on your screen, you're like, oh my god, holy shit, it's haunted. What kind of logic do you follow anyway? Oh yeah, I know, the creepypasta logic, it's almost as logic as well. You know, horror movie logic, to be more precise, splatter movie more logic. I ran into the bathroom and slammed the door shut. My hands were trembling as I reached for the light switch, so you didn't activate it when you entered the bathroom. Anyway, I half expected that distorted Mufasa face, to be in front of me as I flipped on the light. Of course it wasn't, so I just sat down and curled into a ball. Sam was around so much. I suddenly hated being alone. Ah no shit, blood is running down your screen is shaking, disturbing visuals everywhere. Really, you don't want to be alone under such conditions. Ah, no shit, Sherlock. God damn it. Yeah, there was this Jason guy, and he was getting all of my friends. Suddenly, I hated being alone in a room with this guy, with his gigantic machete. Logic! Okay, moving on. I yearned for my parents to come home. It didn't help that I could still hear that scream from the other room. My room, where I had to sleep. As frightened as I was, I decided that I had to go back and turn off that game. How about just turning off your computer and screen with that anyway? So I mustered up whatever courage was left in me and walked slowly back into the room. I was almost afraid to turn and look at the computer in the dark corner of the room. Yeah, well, looking at the computer shouldn't be that much of a problem. Looking at a monitor could be kind of disturbing. But when I did, I saw the blood was gone. Maybe I had just let the disturbing game get to me, and I hallucinated the blood. Sure, let's just keep on playing the stupid-ass game, right? I mean, it was just a game, right? My screen was shaking, right? There were disturbing pictures of corpses, right? Blood was running down my screen. I'm totally going insane. Let's just keep on playing this stupid-ass game. Logic. Weirder still is that the game had paused on its own. As the reader realized that he needed a little bit more liquid for his throat. As if it had known that I had left the room. Maybe in my panic I had hit the enter button on the keyboard and just had known it, but I sure didn't remember. That spot was proven false as soon as my button made contact with the seat. For soon as I sat down, the game started up. The screaming thankfully stopped for the time being, and curiosity was urging me to keep going. Yay! Sure, just keep on going, girl. It's totally logical. My dear viewer, what you're experiencing is basically creepypasta stupidity. Yeah, I knew my dad would take away that effective game as soon as he heard about it. Well, no shit, Sherlock. So this was my only chance to see what happened next. Stupids, you keep playing the game. Stupid. So I kept going. I finished the crumbling elephant graveyard level and prepared for the stampede level, and whatever dark twist was next. But to my surprise, everything was normal in this level. The blue was sky, and the sky was blue, and the rocky canyon was bright tan, just as I remembered it. Half of me was thankful, and the other half, the darker half I hide from most people, was bored. Okay, anyway, moving on. It was at the end of the level that things changed. After Simba escaped the wildebeests, the screen cut to black abruptly and continued to play a scene from the movie. Well, sort of. It was the scene where Mufasa was climbing up the rocks after saving Simba from the stampede. But then something different happened. It cut to Simba staring at his dad struggling to climb up the canyon. The scene wasn't in the movie though. It was animated in just as good quality as the real movie. Simba was crying as if he knew his dad wasn't going to make it. Sobbing realistically. He then stopped suddenly and turned his face toward the screen. His eyes were empty, emotionless, as he stared at me. Then he stood up and walked forward. The camera angle switched to behind him and revealed that he was walking to the edge! For some reason this is the edge full sentence. I don't know what kind of nonsense this is, and also the cliff is also a full sentence. Once again I found myself running from the room. This time in hysterics. Yeah, I would run from the room too if I was over. If I thought I was trembling before, then it was my own personal earthquake. And this was my own personal earthquake. In the bathroom I ended up vomiting into the toilet. Thank you for this detail, writer. I really wanted to know that. What is this? Blood. Oh, it's not Chris's blood. Okay, no. What is this? I could only watch in horror as he just walked off the cliff into the stampede below. Then the screen cut to Mufasa's face. He saw it. He saw Simba fell to his death. His eyes were filled with tears and he looked up at his brother, Scar, grinning down at him. What are you going to do, brother? Scar asked, menacingly. His eyes glowing in odd red and his paws dripping with blood. What have you to live for? Nothing, Mufasa answered, then he turned his face to the screen. No one does. Symbolism! Yeah, whatever. Then he let go of the cliff and fell. Then it shows Scar laughing, his face slowly morphing into a hideous skull. Sure, why not? Pieces of flesh clinging to it. His eyes started to drip blood as the screen faded black around the skull. Then he whispered, "It's true for you too. Heather!" What kind of name is Heather anyway? Then chuckled and disappeared. Very normal looking. It even had the appropriate sound for the game. Once again, curiosity got the better of me. Once again, stupidity got the better of you. You know, there's a difference between curiosity and stupidity. If you're going batshit insane about a game and you're hallucinating about messed up stuff, then you should, I don't know, like, stop playing for a while. It could also mean that you have played too long. That, you're starting to imagine things because you leak asleep or something, I don't know. God damn it. Give me a break, or give me some logic. Give me a little bit of logic. What is logic? Baby, don't hurt my brain. Don't hurt my brain with stupidity. Then I just sat there whispering, "It's not real. It's not real." Tears ran down my face like the blood had from stars. How did that game just say my name? That's not right. Maybe her father put a prank on her stupid ass daughter. I mean, I would expect it. Okay, no. That's not right. But I was the adult in this house at the time. It was up to me to go back into the room and turn the demonic game off immediately, which is for some stupid ass reason capitalized. So I stomped into my bedroom angrily. I thought that the writer was quite thin at the time, but okay, maybe she's just a fat bitch. I will not let a game capitalized for some stupid ass reason. Control me. I glared toward the scene and noticed that Scar was gone. I was sitting there on the Simba's exile level.